Good morning. You're listening to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Amie Gilmore, the show director with Surfaces. Amie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's good to talk to you. I know that you all call this the International Surfaces event. But the fact is, it's 49 days until Surfaces, which is January the 18th to the 20th in Mandalay Bay. Before we get into talking about the highlights of that show, though, let's real quick talk about you. You've actually focused in the exhibitor business most of your professional career after graduating from the University of Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
You worked for Miller Freeman, Hanley Wood, and now Informa. And basically with this Informa, you're doing the same job you were doing with Hanley Wood. They just changed the name on the check, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's talk about, we just did a 3-page spread that's in our next issue, which is going to hit everybody's desk next week, and it talks about gearing up for Surfaces. A lot of great information in there. One of them, you've been really busy. I know part of one of your responsibilities is making sure you've got a lot of exhibitors there, and you have 140 exhibitors there this year that weren't there last year, right?
That's correct.
That's fantastic. And so 82 of them have never been there before. But some of the big names that are back after taking a hiatus are Chrono Flooring, which is formerly known as Clarion, Ecor International's there, Forbo, Karastan, Schluter, Urban Floors, W.F. Taylor. I mean, that's just some of the big flooring companies that are back. And I know you've got Mohawk is there in a big way. Armstrong's there. So you've been busy, haven't you?
We have.
I think one of the reasons we want to do this interview right now is because we've got a deadline on a discount, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
We do. Our early bird pricing goes through December 1st, so that is coming up fairly quickly, so you can come in with the most price-effective either Expo-only package or take advantage of our great education.
Yeah, okay. Well, we work with you closely on 3 events. I certainly want to highlight those first. We work with you on Designer Day, and I noticed that you have Art Gensler as a speaker as part of that. That's fantastic. That'll be very interesting.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. And the Trends Hub, you got a change there as far as the person who's coordinating that. You've got this lady named Stephanie Cofaro with Faro Creative, right?
We do. We're really excited about the Trends Hub. It's taking on a whole new look this year. It's actually called the World Trends Home at the Trends Hub. So we've got Floor Focus, Floor Daily's a sponsor, Polycore is a big part of that, as well as Quick Step.
We also have, continuing with this Emerging Professionals, we'll have a big display in the center of the entry to the show, and we'll be naming our winners in our Emerging Professionals or Future Focus Awards. And I just want to real quick say, if you've got any dealers that are out there that have anybody that's really a hot shot under 40, we want to make sure we look at them. This is going to be judged independently. The way you look for information on that is to go to FloorDaily.net/Future Focus Awards. And there's all the information there. Looking forward to doing that again with you. I noticed one other thing. Vegas is going to be busy because the World of Concrete and the SHOT Show are going on at the same time. So people need to make sure they've got some housing set up, don't they?
Absolutely. Book it immediately if you've not already. It is filling up. You know,
I've just highlighted the things that I know about that are directly. I know you've got a full education program that's going on. Talk a bit about some of the things that I missed to mention.
Well, you mentioned the Designer Day program. We do have the Designer Day luncheon, as you mentioned.
Yep.
We have a new off-site home tour at the Desert Soul House at the Springs Reserve. So we're really excited about a new location for the off-site home tour. We're doing what we call a brand new program, the Retailer Experience, which has an entire program just chock full of information for the retailer. That includes the off-site tour at Zappos, a different spin on the speed trending tour. Rather than taking them around the show floor, we're bringing the trends to them over breakfast. So if you're a retailer, you definitely need to check out the Retailer Day as well as the Retailer Experience. These are very two cultivated education programs to bring the best of the best of education to those folks.
All right. So I know Surfaces got started in 1990. So generally this show brings about 25,000 or so people. Is that right?
Yes, right around that.
All right. And so you're anticipating, I guess, based on, if you just looked at the news today on Floor Daily, we're talking about GDP third quarter have just been revised up to 3.2%. So I guess everybody's feeling pretty good about what's going on economically, and you're expecting a big show, aren't you?
We are. In terms of exhibit space only, we're up about 10%. If you take a look at our website at ticewest.com, you'll be able to see the floor plan. It's growing tremendously, a lot of new exhibiting companies, people coming back, as well as we're seeing that trend on the attendee side with our pre-registration numbers as well. So all signs point to a really good show coming up.
All right, and for people that want to catch up on the details of the education program, it's all listed on your Surface's website. What's the URL?
It's Tice, T-I-S-E, West.com, and you can see all of our speakers, our education program, all of the many networking opportunities. You mentioned the Emerging Professionals Happy Hour, our attendee orientation, and just all of our great education classes that we have.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you there, and I know I've got several other interviews scheduled, so listeners, stay tuned for some other in-depth looks at some of the things going on. Again, been talking to Amie Gilmore about Surfaces taking place at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, January 18th to the 20th, 2017, and you've been listening to Kempar and FloorDaily.net.